Okay, here we go. Heather here and Ellie checking in for our Better Me, Better Marriage Challenge. We're already on day 11. Oh, wow. So awesome. I'm going to share a really cool story with you guys here in a little bit. But first, I want to know, how was your weekend and how are you applying this challenge? Goodness, if you heard that, that was not me. That was the baby. We're changing our diet and she's getting a little gassy. So anyway, back to the topic on hand, which is you and your progress. You know, on day 10, when we were going through that on Friday, it was all about forgiveness. And I really challenged us to allow that day to be a day of healing for us. And so I'd love to know, who did you forgive in your heart? Who did you forgive, even if it was yourself? And how did you experience that? What did it feel like for you? How was that day of healing? And if you didn't get there, if you didn't do it, then I really encourage you to allow this to be your day of healing. Allow this to be the day when you say, I'm done hanging on to this bitterness. I'm done hanging on to this pain. Just like me with hanging on to all that pain I held on to for so long, until life circumstances basically forced me to let it go. So make that conscious choice now. I'm going to heal. I'm going to choose peace. I'm going to choose love and forgiveness, even if it's just for myself, especially if it's just for myself, because you never know the impact that that's really having on you and the weight that that is. It's like carrying a bag of rocks with you, right? And Ellie is helping us with our challenge here. My sweet little girls, I keep, we're supposed to keep our cards. We're doing the mini course for life, and in our a place where you see them. So I've been putting them in my bathroom, and the girls over the weekend decided to take them all off and redecorate the whole thing. So I'm still in the process of collecting all my cards. So anyway, side note, but I wanted to share a story with you guys. So just this morning, I had this intention this month. I'm going to run 9 miles a day. Or not a day. Oh my goodness, that would be insane. I'd be like a marathon runner. No, sorry. 9 miles a week. So that's 3 miles 3 times a week, right? Breaking it down. And then my goal is to go like 600 miles within this year. Okay. So I'm just getting back into running, and I made this commitment. I've set forth this intention. I'm going to really improve my cardiovascular health, and running is very therapeutic for me. I wake up, set my alarm, 6:15. What happens? This little one wakes up. Okay. I'm like, all right, I'll feed the baby and then I'll do my running before we have to take the kids to school. So get her up, I'm feeding her, and then all of a sudden, before I know it, it's 7:15 and it's time to go. I was like, dang it, I didn't get my running in. So I come home like, no worries, I'll get it done as soon as I get home. So I get home and I hop on the treadmill, and then my mentor Facebook messages me, and he's like, Heather, I want to talk to you. I've got some really great ideas of how we can help even more people and get to the next level. So let's talk. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can do both. Maybe I can walk at least along with my mentor. No, it didn't happen. So now I'm taking notes. And then I met with our new enrollment manager, sorry. And so then that meeting went over. I'm like, all right, now it's already 10 o'clock. It's way easier for me not to run at this point. Okay. So then I'm like, no, I committed to doing this. I'm going to do this, right? There have been some bumps in the road. I didn't get it done first thing in the morning like I would have loved. And at this point, I'm like on that fence, right? Of, am I going to stick with my commitment or am I not? Because I know that if I run now at this point, it's going to set me back on the rest of my day. Can you guys relate? So I'm sitting there looking at the treadmill, and I'm like, all right, fine. I'm just going to do it. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Ivy, Scott, Lisa, Shelly, everyone else, Jesse. So I'm like, all right, I committed. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to go 3 miles and I'm going to get it done. And then I'll get on with the rest of the day and it's going to be okay. So I start running on the treadmill and everything's going great for about half a mile. And then the power goes out in the entire downstairs level. And so the treadmill stops. I'm like running and it's at a dead stop. So I feel like I almost like slam my face into the front of the treadmill. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? So I find the breaker box, which I never even knew where it was before, which is in the garage. Finally find which breaker it was. I reset the thing. I'm like, all right, got this. Get back on the treadmill, go another quarter mile. The power goes out again. And it went out 2 more times. And at this point I was like, oh, this is taking forever. And I'm so frustrated. It seems like everything was working against me to stick with my intention, right? Can you relate to that? You've set forth this great intention. You're like, I'm going to do this. It's going to work. And now my baby's eating my necklace. And then life just kind of starts throwing you some curveballs. Some good things happen, some not so good things happen. And at any of those points, it would have been so much easier to quit and not do it. But I stuck with it, and I'm so glad I did. When I was done with that run, I was like, wow, I only went 3 miles and it was all like broken up. It wasn't ideal at all. But that was one of the hardest 3 miles I've ever had to run, just because of all of the external circumstances. So this is just a really small example, really small story of our day-to-day lives and how we each have those moments. Because each time a bump in the road came up, I was like on the fence. Am I going to keep going or am I going to quit? And so that's why I really want to share with you about knowing our destination and knowing where we want to go. So that then when those bumps in the road come up, we stay committed and we stay strong. And it doesn't happen the way that we really ideally wanted it to, but life's not like that. My husband is a pilot, and he had to go do some training for one of the branches of our church in New Mexico. We live in Colorado. And so he flew his president, like there's kind of like a presidency system. He's the counselor supporting the president. And so he flew his president down to Raton, New Mexico. And it was about a 2-hour flight from where we live, and he let the president fly. The president never been in, I don't know if you've ever been in one of those really tiny, tiny 2-seater airplanes where it kind of feels like you're flying in a tin can. It's super fun for me, but terrifying for some people. Terrifying for me at times, I'll just be perfectly honest. Anyway, so they're flying through the pass, and he gives the controllers over to the president. His name's also Ben, and says, here, you take the aircraft, you fly. And he was really excited to do so. Ben was, the other Ben, my Ben, and then this other Ben. And my Ben was saying, you know, he's kind of like going this way and that way and this way and that way, even though he told him the heading and to kind of watch the controls to make sure that you're on track. And nothing really clicked until Ben was finally like, okay, you see that mountain peak right ahead of us? The big white snow-capped one, focus on that. Just focus on that and fly to that. And as soon as he did that, then his president just got right on. He got his sights focused on where he was going to go and got focused on it. However, the wind started whipping up coming off of the slope, the updraft, and started kind of pushing them here and there, right? And so he was astounded. He's like, wow, I didn't realize how much you really do have to course correct. You have to make those small course corrections and adjustments the entire time you're flying, right? We don't have autopilot on these little ones. And it really is up to the pilot, the person in control, to make sure they're focused on where they want to go. And then as the obstacles come up, to make sure they're doing those course corrections to get back on track. So that's similar to my running, right? Those obstacles came up for me, and I had to make sure I steered myself back on track. No one else is going to do it for me. It's something I control. So where do you want to go? What is the destination you're wanting to go in your marriage and in your life? And when those obstacles come up and it seems easier to quit, it really does. Like, I know that feeling. It feels easier. I'm just not going to do it today. I'll get to it tomorrow. You know, I wasn't planning on this and this and this, so maybe I don't need to do it today because it's too hard. But it's in those moments that we choose how we course correct with the bumps and the unexpected things life absolutely is going to throw our way. So can you relate to that? What are you looking for? Where is your destination? How are you going to face the challenges and the bumps in the road that might throw you off course? Are you going to let those completely derail you and just say, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it, I'm going to give up? Or are you going to, you know, take the yoke? That's what they call it in the aircraft. Take the yoke, get the treadmill, right? Do the resolutions, do what you need to do to get back on course, knowing that it's all about making those tiny course corrections so that you can get where you want to be. So let's have our end in mind. Let's have our destination. And then let's apply the things, let's apply the correct, you know, system and the correct practices that are going to get us there. Just like using the right instruments and making the right decisions all along the way gets the pilot to where they need to be. So that's my story. Hope you love it. Let me know if you can relate and if that makes sense to you. And if you have any, you know, if you're hitting a big obstacle, a big bump in the road, like we all do, another really important thing is to have the right tools, to have the right people in place. So if you need help with that, reach out to Mark and I, and we can help point you back in the right direction so that you can get through those and get back on course. All right, our challenge for today with the Better Me, Better Challenge, going through a mini course for life. Let me see, I was not so glared. There we go. Day 11. All that I give is given to myself. All that I give is given to myself. I was mistaken in believing I could give to others in place of attack. Rather, offering love is the only way I can accept love for myself. In all situations and encounters today, I will say, all that I give is given to myself. Am I now giving what I want for myself? Really a reflective question there. Are you giving what it is that you really want? Are you giving that to your spouse? Are you giving that to others? And that is how you get it for yourself. So today, in all situations and encounters, especially if you feel like you're not getting from your spouse what you want, maybe you feel like, yeah, I'm giving. Why am I not getting? Let's remember this. Say to yourself, all that I give is given to myself. And know that as we hold fast to this destination and we make the course corrections when the bumps in the road come up, we will get there. I know that that is true. I've seen it in countless people's lives, including my own. So type that in the chat. Put that here as your declaration. Send it out there into the universe. Make it your prayer. Make it your mantra. As we go through this day, all that I give is given to myself. All that I give is given to myself. Okay? Let's remember that forgiveness is a gift that we give ourselves. Love is a gift that we give ourselves. And peace is a gift that we give ourselves. Let's work on this destination and let's not give up, especially when it gets hard and we have bumps or baby bumps in the road. I love all my baby bumps. I wanted them all, but right now, she's kind of a little bit of an obstacle to this live stream. So we're going to keep going and keep going strong. So I appreciate you. Yay, just did it. Shelly, awesome. Michael, Amber, you guys are rock stars. Good job. All right, have a fabulous day, and let's give what we want to ourselves today. Have a great day. We'll talk to you.